talking about collision domain and broadcast domain, and we have seen some example over there, right? And which basically talk about the share medium, right, through which the packets will move from one device to another device, right? This is what we have learned from that. And in this particular image, you can see that the bridge is basically uh, try to improve the efficiency of the network, in a sense that it will divide the broadcast domain into different as you can see partition, right? Over here is a different domain, collision domain. Over here we having a different collision domain. So in that sense, what will happen now, they will have a different room for packet to reach to the destination, and in that sense there will be less collision, right? So that's why we are saying that bridge is acting as an efficient device for uh, for improving the network performance. But later on, what we have a switch in picture, and the switch solve the problem of all this thing, because it support a unicasting, right? And what that means, it means that now packets are not getting collide much easier as it was happening in case of hub, right? So that was the previous lecture takeaway, and I hope you have understood. If you have any doubt in that particular or in any previous content, then you can ask it, right? Now moving to the next part of the chapter, which talk about the network hardware, and in which we are going to look into PAN network, which is personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network, and the internet, right? So we will see one by one with the help of example, and if you have any doubt, you can raise your hand, right? Meanwhile, please mark your attendance by writing present in the chat box. Okay, so talking about the network hardware, we are classifying them by their distance, right? Their inter-process distance, right? You can see over here that personal area network, in our first sequence, we have, that is PAN network, right? So definitely this is for small range, and which is covering up to 1 meter only, right? Up to one, or you can say now that as the technology get evolved, and now we are having new version of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, we can have something around more. But if we talk about Bluetooth, it could have now up to 10 meters, right? 1 to 10 meters, we can say that it can easily work over here, right? Range is increasing day by day, right? As technology get evolved, right? So over here you can see which is not which is limited to the rooms, right? Previously Bluetooth version 1, which is limited to single room only, up to some square meter. That's why it is written up to 1 meter. Now you can find that version 5 Bluetooth, it can reach from one room to another room also, and it can cover a higher range as compared to the previous one, right? Then we have a local area network. So local area network is you are having a range of something around 50. Now that range is improved. Now you can see up to 1 kilometer, right? So from 10 meters to 50 meter, 1 kilometer, right? We can able to communicate in our local area network. And one more is there, that is known as WLAN, which is not mentioned over here. I must talk about that thing also. So which is talking about mobility and with this range, right? But the data rate is different, right? Over here data rate is we are getting 10 by 100, right? So it depend upon the user requirement, right? So we can work on this two speed, but over here we can maximum get up to 50 to 60 mbps. This is mbps, right? 60 mbps, right? So that is the difference between the wired local area network and wireless local area network, right? Then the range, again the distance, you can see is now improved in metropolitan area network, where different LAN they could able to connect with each other using routers, right? So router come in picture over here most probably. And since we are talking about to connect a different network, right? So how we can able to connect different network? Using router only. That is the only thing through which we can able to connect with different network. Otherwise, that communication will not take place, right? Over here, we are talking up to here, we are making use of switch and hubs, right? Or bridges that we have seen, right? Because we are saying a local area network, so in that area only all they are in a same network, right? Like, so that's why we are making use of this thing. We don't require router over here, right? But yes, when we are connecting to the gateway over there, we need one router, so that router could able to transfer the outer network packet and could able to convert it into understandable to the local area network, right? So in that sense, we need one router over here. And actually that basically makes metropolitan area network. That's why the extended version of local area network will be then become a metropolitan area network, where we are connecting different land together. You can see this is one local area network, this is another local area network, right? So we are having multiple devices over here. Over here also we having multiple nodes which are connected, right? Then you can see we have in the last, that is wide area network, which is talking about up to 100 to 1000 kilometers, right? That is wide area network. And then the entire planet, which is connected through internet, which does not have any limit. We can connect to any corner of other country, right? So this is example. Over here you can see personal area network, where we can have keyboard, mouse, headphones, Bluetooth headphones, printers that could be easily connected from one room to another room. And 1 meter to 100 meter is the 10 meter is the range, right? Please remember this thing. So what we are doing over here, we are having one master which will control the devices, right? So one master is there and all other are slaves which are connected to the to this Bluetooth technology, or we can say personal area network, PAN technology, right? Now you can see on the right hand side, we have this logical view of this network. This is a logical view where we can have one master, and other the device which is connected with that master will be known as a slave, right? And we can have multiple slaves which can be connected to this master, right? Now one more thing is there that you have to understand, that in a piconet, when we are talking about that how much connection that we can able to establish, right? So when if we are using Bluetooth technology, that you can see over here 802.15, right? So in that technology, the address bit is of size 3 bits, right? So address field is of size 3 bit. Please remember this point, right? From MST point of view. So how many device we could able to connect? 2 raised to power 3. That means total, including master, we can have 8 device in a network, maximum 8 device that we could able to connect, that can communicate with this master, right? And why it is so? Because we can have, because the address bit, the address field which is designed for communication between this master and slave is fixed to the size of 3 bits, right? And we have that binary 0 and 1 only, so that's why we are taking power of 3, 2 raised to power 3, so that is equivalent to 8. So maximum that we can have is 8 slaves and master, that is also included in this number, right? So means 7 slave could be done, could be connected, right? Not more than that. Okay, so over here, let me clear the screen for you, and you can see that Bluetooth is making use of one ISM band, that is known as industrial, science and medical, which is basically used for that purpose. This is a full form of ISM, and that is industry, science and medical, and which make use of these two bands, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. Please remember this thing, right? So this is from the spectrum. See, we have a lots of frequencies, right? So in that we have opted, or that uh, organization, they have set up this frequency that could be used for experimental purpose, right? So for industrial, for science or for medical experiment purpose, we are using this free unlicensed frequency, This is also known as unlicensed frequency. Please remember this thing. So that's why it is written. It operates in 2.4 gigahertz in the same unlicensed frequency ISM band, that is industry, science, and medical band, where RF radio frequency, like we have Zigbee, Wi-Fi, all these devices that we are using for personal area network at our home or in our office, they are working on these two frequencies. That is what 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, right? So yeah, over here you can see we get higher speed as the frequency is increasing, but here the wavelength get decreases, right? And we know that fundamental for working principle of this radio waves, that if we have an object mm, higher or greater than the size of the wavelength, then what will happen? That wave will get reflected back, right? So it will not able to cover much area. The larger the wave that wavelength, higher it will able to cover easily. It can overcome the obstacle. Please understand, 2.4 gigahertz, it can easily overcome the obstacle because it has a higher wavelength, right? But as the frequency get increases, wavelength get decreased. So what will happen? It will easily get uh, uh, hit by the obstacle and get reflected back. So it will not able to cover much of the area. That is a thing. But yes, this frequency 5 gigahertz, it will provide a much higher data rate as compared to that one, 2.4 gigahertz. So that was all about this technology that it is written over here. And for Bluetooth we are using, and this thing I have already discussed with you, that device in a piconet have a logical address of 3 bits. So that's why we are saying that maximum of 8 device that can be connected, right? And whereas we can have park device up to 255. That is why it is, because for that we have 8 bits park for park devices, and that will be 2 raised power 8. So it will be from 0 to 255, that will be 256, right? Right? Any doubt till now? Okay. Shall we move? Okay, let me clear the screen. Just hold on. Okay, moving to the next slide. That is local area network. Over here, we have both Ethernet, that is 802.11. So this is a technical name for your Wi-Fi, 802.11. Please remember it, right? And I have told you earlier also that Wi-Fi using which frequency band? ISM band, which is nothing but that is 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, right? So if you check your device at your home, you will find this two frequency is written over there, right? Either it is working on this one, or if it is working on this one, right? You will find this thing, right? Now for improving the connectivity, when it is using for 5 gigahertz, nowadays you will find that device has two antennas, right? So that is basically to increase the coverage area, right? As we know that that 5 gigahertz will not able to reach to maximum distance as compared to 2.4 gigahertz, right? So to improve that thing, now a company what they are doing, 5 gigahertz will increase the data rate, but how we can increase the coverage area? For that they are providing more antennas over here so that it can able to reach to maximum range, right? So that was the point. So over here you can see that we have a device in between which is known as access point, right? So whenever you come to your college, right, or at your home, you will find one device which is blinking continuously over here. That device is known as access point. We called it, technically we called it access point. And what it does, it provide you some kind of mobility, right? So your laptop, your mobile device, now you can able to move. Otherwise, if this thing is not there, then this is the case which you can see on the right hand side. You are connected physically and it does not allow you to move even a inch from one place. All right, you can, since you are connected with that wired connection, right? And sometimes it is not even you can see, because it is mounted on a wall and all the connection is physically done, right, with that all nails and all. But yes, if we want that we could have some kind of mobility, then we need to add this access point, right? And which is known as WLAN, or we can say it Wi-Fi. And technically what we called it 802.11. Please remember, right? Any doubt, class? Okay. So that is the only difference between these two. And that's why it is known as WLAN or LAN only. Just hold on, I have to take a screenshot. And meanwhile, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. No doubt? Okay. You can message me even. I can read your message. If you cannot turn your mic, you can write it down. Okay, moving next over here. So Ethernet, that is the network through which we are connecting, and it look like this. You can see this port is over there, right? And it holds this to speed over there, that is 10 and 100 Mbps, right? And this connector I have already told you, that is known as RJ45, right? RJ45, which has 8 cables, right? 4 color cables and a pair of white with that. So it becomes total 8 cables. And we have different combination, right? If you want to create a straight cable, then we have a different color combination. Depending upon your organization, you are following some rules for this. Or if you want to create a cross cable, then we have to swap that cable, or brown one or blue one, right? Depending upon the rules that I will talk you with you in the lab uh, when it will come, right? So Ethernet is the most widely installed local area network, and it is known as, please remember the technical name or the standard name of Ethernet, that is 802.3. Sometime in questions you might be asked in this way: what do you understand by IEEE 802.3, IEEE 802.11, IEEE 802.15, IEEE 802.15.4, right? So please remember that 802.3 is Ethernet, 802.11 is your Wi-Fi, right? 802.15 is your Bluetooth, 802.15.4 is your Zigbee. In this manner, right? Yeah, it is all there. So these are some frequently used, so that's why you need to remember them, right? So an Ethernet LAN that uses switch to connect individual host, right? So on the left hand side, you see this is a port where we having this male and female connector, right? So you can see we can connect with this switch, and then we can establish our LAN with this, right? Otherwise, I have told you in lab also that we can connect through cross cable, but the problem is the cost will increase because we need more Ethernet port. And if we have 10 devices, so each device will require 10 Ethernet port. And what will happen? The cost of individual device will get increased, and there will be a huge chaos of wires all around, and it is very difficult for you to identify in which wire or where the problem is there, right? If something has happened, right, or something wrong will happen, then it is very difficult to identify that also. So the best solution is a star topology, in which we can make use of switches and hub connecting through this RJ45 through in Ethernet port. So this port is known as Ethernet port, and this the standard name of this port is 802.3. Please remember, and it works on this two speed, that is 10 by 100 Mbps. Now the same thing will happen with the router also. Router will also have such type of port, and in router we have one more additional speed, that is 1000 or 1 Gbps, because it is going to carry more load of the entire network from one network to another network. It forward it, right? So what it needed, there is a need of high capacity over there, so that's why the one more speed is add on over there. Automatically cost is increased in that sense, we can say. So that is all about Ethernet, right? Yes, moving to the next slide, you can see this is how how physically, or when you will install in on your system, this is how the Ethernet card will look like. This is your Ethernet card, please remember, right? Right, over here you can find this jack where we will insert RJ45. right? So this is also known as network adapter, right? So earlier what we have a motherboard. In that motherboard, these cards are installed manually, right, according to the need, right? Like sound card is there, so we call it adapter, right? Sound adapter is there, network adapter is there, like in this way. Then PCI slot is come in picture. So in that manner, uh, the technology get evolved, and then what we have on board. Right now we can see that the motherboard have its own Ethernet port in it. So you will not find that this huge size, right? Because the component size is decreasing day by day. It getting more compact, right? So how we can do that? We have to eliminate. We have to make this chip possible to be embedded in our motherboard, right? So that is on board. Now we can find the network adapter. Like sound card is also on board. This type of things are now on board. You can easily find it, right? Okay. So what one more name that we can say through this thing is known as NIC. Please remember this thing. That is network interface card, right? So what is NIC? That is a network interface card through which we can able to connect to the global world through this CAT cable, which is connected through this RJ45 connector to this adapter, network adapter. And now this network adapter is connected to your motherboard, and then you can get all your data and send your data through this. So this is the main component to connect with the internet. Otherwise you cannot able to connect. Now same thing is there for WLAN also, right? So in that we are not physically connected, but yes, connection was established using radio waves, right? Radio signals are there. That is what I have told you, 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. So device is there which will perform in the same manner as it is done in this Ethernet card, right? So the same similar type of card will be there for your WLAN to be connected, right? Which hold MAC address, right? This card also have a MAC address. Please remember, this card have a MAC address, that is a unique address which is allotted at the time of manufacturing, right? So this is known as also known as physical address. Right now, when we will move further, so and you will learn about there are two types of address. One is known as physical address, and other is known as logical address. So this is physical address, 48-bit address. This is known as MAC address, which is assigned at the time of manufacturing. We cannot change it. Or you can say this is a blueprint, or you can say this is just like a fingerprint. Sorry, it's just like a fingerprint. Like every human being have their fingerprint. Similarly, this card could be recognized with that 48-bit MAC address for uniquely identify in a network, right? So for that we need it. So moving to the next, you can see over here we have a metropolitan area network where we have different network, right? Or you can say this is one network, right, which is connected to another network, and range is now you can see the network range is something around 100 meters, right, from 10 to 100 meters, right? So we can make use of fiber optics over here, right? Because we have to carry more data. And when this thing is there, we need cables which could able to carry more number of packets, right? And that could be possible if it has more bandwidth. So one of the example that we have is coaxial cable, right? And fiber optics cable, which we can use. So you can see this ended over here, right? These are basically the wires which could able to carry a large or high rate data, right? Yes, any doubt, class? Let me ask you if you okay, just hold on. Yes, who is there? Anjali, are you there? Turn on your mic.
Yes, sir.
Yes, any doubt? Yes, Claire. Yes, Anjali, any doubt?
No, sir.
No? Why? Everything is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Next technology is your WiMAX, right? So WiMAX is to replace the wires. Basically, it is used to replace the wires, right? You can see over here uh, in the conventional method of connecting with the network. Over here, you can see how it is done, right? We are connected through wires, right? So what we have to deploy this wire all around, right? And again, it is not a you can say one time task. If someone has requested for new connection, then again we need to establish some wire to that location, and then we will try to reach to that cable to its home or office in that manner, right? So this is not a fixed system. It is continuously required more infrastructure, and infrastructure as demand increases, right? So and what we have all around, we are all covered with wires and all things stuff is there. And again, maintenance for this wire is very costly, right? Because initially when we'll deploy it, it easy, but the problem arises after 5 years, 10 years. At that time it is very difficult to identify, right? And even you know that we have a competitor in the market, right? They have different they are also allowed to deploy their wires, right? So we have a huge chaos all around, which is creating problem for the organization. So what they come up with, they come up with this technology that is known as WiMAX, right? 802.16. This is the standard name of WiMAX. Please remember, note it down. Now you can see the internet is connected with, that is wire is there. And what we will do, we will connect through fiber optics to the transmitters, right? Now instead of deploying wires to each and every home, what we will do, we will transmit the radio signals, right? To reach to the to reach to any of the request by any customer, right? So what is there, we don't need to deploy the cables all the time, right? If someone has over here has now come up and requested for the internet connection, then what is required, only the antenna that need to be deployed over here, right? So it makes some sense. Now this wire this transmitter can easily transmit the signal in all directions, right? So over here also the signal is about to reach, right? But as compared to the wired, we have understood that this type of communication will is not so efficient, right? Because of if you talk about that DTH, right? So you can see that signals get reflected or diverted because of the rain or because of that. So that problem exists due to because of this technology, right? So still exists over there. And partially we are using somewhere we cannot able to deploy, then we can easily make use of this WiMAX technology, right? And somewhere where we cannot able to or we want a reliable connection, then we can go with the wired also. So we are having a combination, like blending of all this type of technique, right? But nowadays we this technology get absolute from the market because of the reason of high cost. And because you can see over here that the towers, the base station that need to be established, that require higher cost and all. So only the big organization they could able to invest in such type of technology, but for small organization they are still following the cable type of connection, right? So WiMAX is there, but it is now absolutely marked from the market because of other technology. They overcome the previous one, like 4G, 5G. They come in existence after their exist. You can see that the same amount of speed which the broadcast is providing us at home, we could easily able to get from our 4G connection, right? So 4G is a game changer nowadays. 4G, and now we are talking about 5G, which is also acting as a game changer, which will definitely absolute many of the technology which is there. existence, right? So we can say it is just like a destructive technology, right? And this is wide area network where we are making use of router. You can see now router come in picture, because we never know that to whom we are going to communicate, to which network we are going to communicate. So we